What's the best thing about playing Dark and Darker? One might argue it's the rush of dopamine you get when you kill an extremely geared player in combat and extract their juicy loot. I feel like most would agree. Player kit normals is good fun, but the real dopamine rush is fully sending on fully geared players as you are geared yourself, beating them in combat and stripping them of their bis. To have a chance against geared players, you must be geared yourself. But gearing costs money, zeplore. Money that is not always easy to come by in the dungeons. This is where your boy zeplore comes in. I have 2,600 hours in this video game. And I've come to recognize numerous patterns over many wipe cycles that have occurred ever since I started in Playtest 4. And today, I'm going to share with you my wipe economy secrets in the hopes that you, the viewer, will never have to self-admit to being down bad gold-wise ever again. So this is my do's and don'ts of a fresh Dark and Darker wipe as it pertains to the economy. Alright, starting with the don'ts. We're going to start with the don'ts of a new Dark and Darker wipe. First, do not buy stash tabs till a week or two into the wipe. Why? Well, I would say it's okay to buy the first stash tab for 1,500 gold, if that is the price as it was just this last wipe. But the thing about raw gold coins at the beginning of the wipe is that they're worth way more now than they will be later. Raw gold coins have such a strong buying power at the start of the wipe because supply and demand. Everybody is going to want gold. Everybody wants to be able to buy shit, whatever they want. And to do buy shit, you need gold coins. So, like 1,500 purchase for the second stash tab is fine during the first week or two. But buying a 3,000 gold stash within the first week, I would say is an error. Because that 3,000 gold you just spent could be invested elsewhere. And that stash tab is still going to cost 3,000 gold a month or down the line. However, if you invest that 3,000 gold into something else, your investment will likely pay off and you'll double to triple that 3,000 gold a month from now. You don't really need that extra shared, that stash tab, because the shared tabs allow you to transfer over gear to other characters. And they don't even need to be leveled. They can just be level 1. You can just make a new character, transfer over your gear to that new character, and then that's that. You know, you can not have to waste your gold early wipe on stash tabs, because like I said, there's way better stuff to spend your gold on than on stash tabs. You know, unless you're just winning all the time and just have gold on gold on gold and already have bought a bunch of sets, which is, you know, it's possible but unlikely in the first week of wipe. Spending your gold on stash tabs is kind of a bait. That the stash tab price will not increase as the wipe goes on. However, the price of most of all gear and consumables will definitely rise over the course of the wipe. The second don't of a new Dark and Darker wipe. Do not hoard a ton of gold coins. The buying power of gold coins is the highest at the start of the wipe. Like said previously, you should be buying investments now that will be worth more later. Let's say a troll pelt at the start of wipe is 900 to 1,300 gold. However, a troll pelt 3 to 4 weeks into the wipe is 3,500 gold. So that's about a triple on the return on your investment. Here's the thing, at the end of the day, 1,000 gold coins on the first day of the wipe is still 1,000 gold coins 3 weeks into the wipe. So holding on to that gold does you no good. You need to be spending and investing, and there's so many different things you can invest in, and we'll talk about that later. But don't be hoarding gold coins because it's just inflation. Like, your gold at the beginning is worth so much more, and you need to be spending this on investments and kind of investing in the wipe. Even though everything does get wiped, making smart investments early on with a little bit of spare extra gold here and there can fund your entire wipe, and it did for me last wipe, and I'll go more into this later. The last don't I want to mention is don't ever be completely broke. So less, and I say don't ever have less than 1,000 gold coins the first week of wipe, if you can help it. Once you start getting established. And why do I say this? Okay, so with patches come nerfs or buffs to certain gear and stats, and with these changes come an increase in demand for certain items, especially if something gets buffed. It's no surprise to see a lot more people buying certain items when a certain thing about the item gets buffed, whether it's the item itself or a class that uses the item. It's important to notice these supply and demand patterns in order to maximize the profits that you stand to make. It's just smart to stock up on these, and I'll give you an example. Um, Golden skull keys were like 1,500 to 2,000 gold for most of the duration of this wipe. And there was a quest, I don't know who gave it, but you needed to loot 2 golden skull keys and turn them in to finish the quest this wipe. However, the patch made it so you no longer had to loot them, they could be handled, so you could buy them. And then, before the game went down for the patch, so upon the announcement, before the game even went down, keys went from like 2,000 gold to I think like 15,000 gold. And I will reference a one peg video here, because I remember him mentioning it. Like this happened.
The goal of the treasure's golden entry quest has been changed from interacting with a golden door to collecting 2 golden keys. 2 handled golden keys. Oh, so you can just buy golden keys? Wait. It was changed like 2 minutes ago. 2 minutes. Holy fuck. 2 minutes. They were 400 gold. Are you shitting me? Holy fuck. It was like this before I even looked at it. Sold 32 keys at 5K. Holy shit.
The 3 things you should do as far as it comes to a fresh wipe with a fresh Dark and Darker economy. The very first thing you should be focused on is reaching level 20 as soon as humanly possible. This is done the fastest by doing quests, killing mobs, opening containers, opening portals, smashing urns and pots, activating shrines, and successfully extracting with loot. Getting level 20 very fast unlocks trading and high roller access. The reason why this is so important is because you need to be able to trade to stack up your gold to be able to buy more assets, and you also need to be able to access high roller so that you can get into those dungeons as soon as possible. It's so important to get into high roller just a few hours after the servers are back on after wipe, as soon as you're level 20, because your competition isn't very much. Like, anybody that's in there is not very geared at all. Like, they're suboptimal to the max degree. Like, they're not going to pose a huge threat to you. And all the fights in early wipe high roller feel very, very fair, because nobody has anything. Even if they have gold to spend, there's not much on the market to buy, like, ever. The people who will be there will be just as not geared as you are. But the more you play high roller, the more loot you get and find, and the more gold you find, and the more sellables you sell, and the more gold coins you get, the more likely you are to buy or find really good gear, which will make the chances of you being contested within the first few days of the wipe very, very slim when it comes to your power versus somebody else's power. It's very important to also recognize the fact that a lot of people don't really want to aggressively PvP the first few days of the wipe, because they are also trying to build their wealth. So it is unlikely that people will be as aggressive into the PvP as they have been for like the second half of the wipe. People don't want to throw away their... Since High Roller does cost the 225 or 250 gear score, whatever the gear score minimum is, there is a gear score minimum in the 200s. I forget the exact number, but since that is a thing, people will not want to blow their entire kit. Even though their kit might not be optimized, it's probably just stuff they found in normals to be able to meet the gear score requirement. They still don't want to have that go to waste and have to spend gold on a gear set that may or may not be good just to get the gear score high enough to access high roller. Like, you don't want to be in that group of people. You want to just take your norm stuff right into high roller as soon as you can, as soon as you're level 20, and hit those spots. And it is likely that they will not want to be gung ho about PvPing you. depending on what their goals are as well. Alright, my last tip, my last do on the list of things that will make you economically successful in the new Dark and Darker Wipe. Do invest your gold into assets that will appreciate with value. These include, but are not limited to, troll pelts, spare kits, protection and magic protection potions, rings, bonus points for rings that have either a true magic or a true fizz roll on them, move speed rolled lightfoot boots, silver bars for crafting because the arena requires, well, it doesn't require, but any weapon brought into the arena will not be lost if you crafted it and you die with it because it is technically looted or crafted by you. It's self-found since it's crafted, so you will not lose any weapons crafted with silver bars. This also extends to crafting mats as well. Anything used to craft, honestly, you should be stockpiling and investing your gold into. You don't necessarily need to be farming it. Depending on how much gold you can make per hour, it might be smarter to just mass buy the mats rather than farm them yourself. This includes crafting mats like enchanted dark fabric and spider silk for crafting the move speed cloaks of darkness. Ores such as cobalt, especially ruby silver ore. As it stands, the only place you can farm ruby silver ore is in Inferno. And as it stands also, Ruins is the first level now. It is back, and Crypt's the second level, and Inferno is the third and last level. So, it will be at least 35 minutes before you step foot in Inferno from the start of your queue, basically. And it will... the rate at which Ruby Silver will be acquired is going to be much slower than it was before. So that's one thing that I would definitely keep an eye on and invest in. Gold ore for sure. Gold is only going to be found in the loot room in the double boss room in Goblin Caves. However, it was on the ruins in the past. So there's no telling what can be on the ruins on the first floor. There used to be gold, but we'll have to wait and see if that's the case now. But anything that's used to craft and any like meta recipe, such as the fabric and the spider silk for the cloaks of darkness, is a surefire way to get a return on your investment, either by selling the mats raw once the craft is unlocked, weeks down the line via the quest system, or by rolling your own and selling it, or by rolling your own and just rolling it with it in the arena since it's looted. So definitely not a bad investment there in any crafting materials this web, especially with the arena changes. That concludes all my do's and don'ts as far as the economy and a fresh wipe for Dark and Darker. Hopefully these tips will help you gain success and establish yourself very early on so you don't have to worry about being down bad gold-wise later on down the wipe. I hope you guys are excited for the wipe as I am. September 6th, Friday. Should be around 6 or 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when the servers should be back up and live and the wipe has occurred. At least that's how it was at the beginning of this wipe. But yeah, we will be streaming 24 hours starting September 6th, as soon as the servers are back up, and we will be giving away 4 full gold coin bags over on my Twitch. Go ahead and check it out, I would appreciate it. And also, if you like the video, please like and subscribe. We are close to 1,000 subs, which means we can apply for YouTube Partner once we get 1,000 subs, so that'd be seriously really fucking cool. So yeah, please like and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And I hope to see you guys in the dungeons September 6th on Friday evening. I cannot fucking wait.